you. I tried to warn you. I said, "Are you ready?" And then I just hit
Quick,
live.
quick, very fast.
So fast. All right. It's Monday. It's 2 p.m. Eastern, and we're here live. So if you can see us and hear us, hit the like button, hit the chat, say something to us in the comments. Let us know that you're here with us live. We're broadcasting on a couple of platforms here. So if you can see us and hear us, this is a nice little tech check for us to let us know that you can see us and hear us everywhere. And if you're on with us live, type the word live so that we can know that you're here live. And if you're on with the replay, so if you're watching this at a later time, type replay. And that actually will alert us that you're watching. And then we can kind of get on and interact with you live, even though you're watching the replay. So it's kind of a cool little trick there. Going to be a good one today.
Yeah.
It's going to be a really good one. We're going to keep it succinct for you too. We're going to try and keep it nice and succinct, not drone on. Not that we normally drone on, but we're going to keep it nice and tight. We're going to talk about Facebook ads in particular, how to make one post on Facebook that will bring in students over and over and over and over again. And if you failed at running ads in the past, I just want you to know it's not your fault. If you've been concerned that you're just not able to use Facebook ads to get students in the door, we're going to put those fears to rest right now. And I know there's a lot of experts out there and some gurus and maybe even some marketing agencies that want you to think that you can't grow your school without them, but that is not true. And we're going to show you exactly how to do this in this training here today. And we're going to show you how to fill up those classes. We're going to show you how to do it with one simple Facebook ad. If you're nice, maybe we'll even show you the actual ad that we use to fill up schools. What do you think about that, Travis?
Love it. I mean, if you want to show it, I can't wait. Can't wait to see that. We've never done that in this group before, so that's cool.
We have not done that. But
awesome.
Super valuable. We're not going to hold anything back. How about that? Let's just show them we can help them by actually helping them.
There you go.
What do you think? So
I think it's great. I'm tagging all the people that wanted access to this, so I'm glad they asked for access because I want to make sure that they get to see that ad. And again, if you're on the replay, go ahead and comment because we want to make sure we engage with you there.
Yeah, for sure. So hit the like button, drop us a comment, let us know that you're here and you're excited to be here. Just so you know, we've helped about, 415 schools or so enroll. Got to be close to 30,000 paying students at this point. And we're breaking all the rules. We're doing this not like anybody else is showing. We're teaching exactly the opposite pretty much of what everybody else is showing. And the reason we're doing that is because it's actually working. And so we're going to give you some clarity today. And, we've watched a lot of studio owners just like really kind of struggling to get students in the door. And so we want to just, help you eliminate all that confusion, really help you focus on just the one post that you can post on Facebook that is going to bring in new students 365 days a year. You don't have to be like technically savvy. You don't have to be posting all the time. And really our vision is just to create a community here inside of this group of a bunch of dance studio owners who are passionate about what they do, great curriculum, great at what they do, great at teaching students, love their students, and just want to be known in the community. And that's really what we're all about here. And so that's what we do. We help dance studio owners get off that hamster wheel of like boosting random posts and, maybe trying to rely on a website or the buddy days or,
how about buying an ad in a local performance playbill? How about that one done?
Man, I just picked up one of those playbills actually Tracy from church gave me one of those playbills, and like every school's got a little ad in there.
Yep.
And from the school owners I've talked to, those bring in roughly 0 students.
Right.
So we figured out a much better way to do things and a much cheaper way to do things. And so what's great is that, you get into doing what we're doing, and immediately you start seeing some results. Within a couple of months, you're bringing in extra revenue. You got new students on the floor. It's just awesome to watch. I just love to see the snowball effect of doing things the right way. And so it looks like we're getting a little bit of action here. I always have trouble with the comments section, but where are we at on that, Travis? How's everything looking?
We're getting some good action. We're getting a lot of channels. So if you're watching us on Facebook, this is live in a lot of places. So it's kind of hard to keep track of where all the comments come from. So if you guys see me looking off to the side, that's me kind of looking at a command center with all the comments.
Right.
I really love
to.
I love to dive in, John. So are you ready? If anybody else is ready, go ahead. Whatever channel you are on, go ahead and type ready in the comments. If you're ready to expand your mind, if you're ready to see what's possible, if you're ready to ditch all of these things that you've been told to do, and you're only doing them because you've been told to do them, not because they're actually resulting in any new students coming in the door. I want to dive right in. So go ahead and type ready if you're ready to get into that. What we want to talk about today is running ads for a free week of dance. Simple thing, one thing. You don't have to procure a bunch of content. If you love doing, Instagram posts and things like that, you can keep doing that stuff, but you don't have to do them. We can do one thing and we can run this ad for a free week of dance. So what I want to do is elaborate on using Meta Ads Manager, not boosting posts, not having to come up with a content calendar for the rest of the month and have a staff meeting about what type of
Oh
content
boy.
we need to be posting this week. Elaborate on using Meta Ads to do one thing, elaborate on how we're going to target moms for that, and then finally, I want to elaborate on keeping it simple. This is about simplicity so you can focus on running your studio.
Yes, let's keep it simple, Travis. I know there's a lot
Good.
of school owners trying to do it the old-fashioned way, and then there's other school owners that are trying to just overcomplicate things. So we're gonna simplify it. We're gonna bring you into the modern age. It's 2023, everybody. 2023 is time to take control of that dance studio. So we'll talk about the Facebook ads. We'll talk about like what it looks like, what you should say in it. We'll talk about booking intro lessons, and then we'll talk about what we love to call choreographing your marketing. And that's just a really cool concept of being able to get your ads to pay for itself. So it's pretty neat in that whole system, and it's something that works together in a system. So
Yep.
yeah, I mean, something to add to that, Travis?
Yeah, I mean,
Any
I
thoughts on
just
that?
just like as you all instruct and you get ready for your performances, that's a system. It can't be a bunch of dancers just doing their own individual thing. Now, individually, those things might be great, but if they're not contributing to the larger product that you're trying to create and the end result you're trying to present to people in the audience, then it's not working. Individually, it might be, but it's not really working towards the ultimate goal of what we're talking about here is getting new people in the door. So, a lot of studio owners have a couple of these things in place. You might have a couple great dancers ready for that performance, but unless everybody's working in sync, it's just not going to be the result you want. With marketing, it's the same thing. With growing your studio, it's the same thing. You might just be missing one or two pieces. Might just need to tweak a couple things to make the whole thing really gel. So as soon as we shine light on that for a lot of studio owners, it really just takes off very, very quickly. So I want to dive deeper into these, and feel free, even if you're on the replay, to go ahead and put your comments in, your questions, because we want to make sure we get clarity to everybody in this group at all times. So if this is a year from now when you're watching this, and believe me, people watch these all the time, go ahead and type replay so we can get you, in the direction of where you're at in your studio right now. So type the questions in. That's what I'm taking a look at. So get that stuff in so we can make sure we're getting you clarity for your studio specifically.
Yeah, let's jump into it. So I'm going to jump into just what a lot of studio owners that I've talked to um, have said in the past. They've said stuff like, "Well, I've tried to boost a post, and or maybe they've gotten into like Facebook Ads Manager, and it just didn't work." And what the reality of this is, and the truth about that is that boosting a post is a total waste of money most of the time. We never recommend boosting a post. I've heard of all the people I've talked to, I think one or two people have said they got some results with boosted posts. And even those people, when they tried it our way, were blown away by the difference in results that they got. So there's a much better way to do it. We do a thing inside of, it's now called Meta Ads Manager. It used to be called the Power Editor. It's basically Facebook and Instagram's platform for running targeted ads. And so when we do it that way, it's just so much better, it has so much power. We're able to just like really get in, design it and target it. And it's super simple. It might sound kind of complicated. And if you've been inside of there, there's a lot of options in there. There's a lot of things you can do for a local dance studio. There's only a few things we need to do. And so we can ignore all the rest of that fancy schmancy stuff and just focus on, the couple of different settings. Makes it super easy. But I know that there's some school owners who have like tried hiring an expert or an agency, or maybe even like one of their parents, one of the students' parents that maybe knows a little bit about marketing. Or my favorite is when they're like really good at computers and they think that equates to being able to run an ad, because
Or they
it
have a
is
lot of
kind of technical.
followers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
they have a lot of followers, so they'll be able to
Yeah.
grow my
Yeah.
business.
They must be able to help, right? So the truth is, like, creating a successful ad, there's a lot to it, right? I mean, it's not just like you can't just be a novice or some kind of like, even some experts have trouble just like right out of the gate coming out with a great ad that's going to work, that's going to actually bring in students that want to pay you money to teach them dance. And so it took us a while to figure it out too, but we've already been through this process of trial and error, hundreds of times, thousands of times. We actually used to be an agency and set up ads for hundreds of schools before we got into the coaching side of things, and now we've helped over 400 some odd schools enroll. I mean, trackable about 30,000 paying students collectively. And so it's become very clear to us how to set up an ad, how to do the follow up, how to enroll the students. Like it's just crystal clear the way we do it. So if you guys want to hear what that is, just type a big capital yes in the comments. And even if you're watching on the replay, we like to see those come through too. So if you're on with us live, whether it's on Facebook or on our live page or on YouTube or wherever you're at, Instagram, type a big capital yes if you want to hear what separates the dance studio owners who are successful from the ones who kind of just sit there at the bottom and don't get many results. And while you're doing that, here's what we found. You only need one ad and you can let it run 365 days per year. What do you think about that, Travis?
I think it's good
365
because
days?
I mean, I think it's great, obviously, because there's a couple things that I've found with that. The success of being able to do one thing and let it run year round. A lot of people that have unfortunately led you down the wrong path when they sell you like these marketing packages, and it's like, here's the seasonal offers, here's the poster, here's the social media posting calendar that we've already
Oh,
put together for you. Here's the content you need to create for, and it's like all this stuff, and it feels like, okay, well, this is a whole job just in itself. And that's all well and good, but that's not why you open your studio, right? If you wanted to be a marketing expert, you would have opening a marketing business, right? You open your studio so you could teach dance, right? You can instruct dance. So the great thing about one ad that you can run year round is it's versatile enough that it can be seasonal if you really get into this whole seasonal aspect of things. But really what it allows you to do is let that go so you can teach dance and run your business. You can start owning a business rather than owning a job. So that's what I love about it. We've tried every offer you can imagine: the free week, two free weeks, a free month, paid trials, 5 weeks for $55, half price, buy one get one free. I keep bumping into my microphone here, John. Leotards. I'm a very active speaker. Give away
you
a
are.
bunch of stuff. Anything that you've come up with, I promise you, we've tried it because we want to make sure everything we're doing is the most successful and the most efficient. And what we found is that a free week is just the most consistent thing you can run year round. Now, one thing that people worry about with a free week is, oh, I've been coached or told never give anything away for free, which I don't know if those people have seen like how industry works, like any industry. Like Disney gives away Disney Plus for free for a week, Hulu's a week, Uber gives you money. If you watched the Super Bowl was recently, if you've watched the Super Bowl ever, the casinos are giving away free money to get you to use their gambling service.
They've
So
been doing
if
that for
giving
years.
something, yeah, right. If giving away something for free is working for these businesses, it can work for your studio. So that's a myth. This whole idea that giving away free stuff just invites Marley jumpers in who just want something for free, right? But with that, you're right. If you give away something for free and you don't have a design proven process for when they come in to get them to become a paying student, then you're right. It could result in a lot of Marley jumpers. So what I love about the free week is it removes risk. Now we're talking about people that have never really danced before, right? These are brand new, or maybe you've tried before and they want to get back into it. This is how you really grow your studio. When John asked the question, how do we separate successful studios from unsuccessful studios? Every studio is pretty good at getting the people in the community that have already said, hey, I want to do dance. They Google, they look it up, they show up, they see your place, they come in. But there are hundreds of people out there that dance is great for. They would be open to doing dance, but they just don't really. They're just that step has never been taken. And what we need to do is we need to handle those people in a little bit of different way to give them an opportunity to come in, experience what you have to provide, and then allow them to see the value that you have and the quality of instruction that you have. and become paying students. So we've taught this to every member of our student magnet. It's simple. It's a no-brainer. You may have tried similar things, or some people tried some things on Groupon or something like that. Didn't work. Those are different platforms for different things. What we want to do is we just want to get a great opportunity in front of the people in your community that they can take advantage of. So they come in, see the value and the quality of your instruction, and then they become paying students on that first day.
100%, 100%. And just while we're talking about it, if this is something that you want help with, or this is something that you're like, yeah, this stuff all sounds great, but like, how do I actually like do this stuff? You can actually book a call with us if you just type the word game in the comments right now, and we'll reach out and set up a free game plan call that we can talk through some of this stuff in more depth, more specifically to your school. But getting back into just some concepts here. The free week obviously is the best offer, but what's interesting is that almost none of the school owners we work with actually give that free week away. And we call it the better offer upgrade. And some people get a little bit concerned. We start talking about the better offer upgrade. They think they have to like sell something, or they think they have to like bait and switch. So it's nothing like that. Basically, what happens is when somebody comes in and wants to redeem that free week offer, so you've advertised it, they've set an appointment to come in, take their first lesson, they come in and do that first lesson. By the end of that lesson, they're going to be so in love with your school, they're going to love you, they're going to love everything, the kids are going to be excited. Everything is in the perfect position for them to pay you money, but they're there in the assumption that they're going to get that free week. So the way we do this is just so natural and so simple. And it's the best time to do it right at the end of that first lesson. You just give them an option to upgrade to be able to extend that trial longer, get something for free, like a tutu or a pair of shoes, or, a leotard or something that everybody in the class has, some type of totem that says, now I'm a member of this school or this studio. And basically you just kind of offer to them like this. You would say, hey, I see you're here for the free week. That's great. Little Emma here can come in for class all week and dance with the rest of the students in her street clothes. No problem. We also have a different introductory offer. I think it's a little bit better, Mrs. Smith, but I'll let you decide. This is a full month for $87. It comes with the free tutu, and she gets to take it home tonight. That way she feels like part of the class. She gets a lot longer to try it out, but it's totally up to you. You can do the free week in the street clothes, or you can do the full month for $87 with the free tutu. Which one's better for you? When you do it like that, and you just be quiet after that and let them process it, literally like 90 to 99% of people will just say, oh yeah, let's do that. And they'll take the upgrade and they'll pay for the first month right then. And then you've got the option to upgrade them in a couple of weeks to a full membership. But I mean, if you got somebody in class that's wearing the same kind of costumes that everybody else is wearing, that's doing the class, I mean, how hard is it going to be to make that a long-term student, right? It's just such a natural thing. And so hopefully you're getting some value out of this. If you're getting value, just type the word value in the comments, or send us a chat depending on what you're looking at, or put it in the comments on the video. Just type the word value. We like to get some feedback, like to know where you're at. I'm actually, if you stick around to the end of this training, I'll actually go ahead and show you the ad that we run. I've got one pulled up here in our creative hub over at Meta Business Manager. So if you're getting value out of this, just type the word value in the comments right now. Let us know you're getting some value here. Hopefully there's some mental shifts happening. Hopefully you guys are like seeing how things can actually change. And maybe you're like, you know what, this doesn't seem that hard. Maybe this is something that I can do. But I'm going to jump over into comments. Can you give us a quick recap over there, Travis?
Yeah. So far we just talked about running an ad for a free week of dance. And then using Meta Ads Manager, again, Facebook Ads Manager, however you want to call it, not boosting posts. And it can get tempting to boost posts because you had that post. It's like, oh, this could reach you. Like, oh, just click there, spend some money. It's just not going to be effective. And again, that's something that you have to manually do. And all. Let's just set something up and let it run. And we want to make sure that we're targeting moms and really keep it simple. And as John, if we share that ad today, John, see how the engagement is, if people are excited about it. It's actually a very simple process. Now, all these things are simple together. In fact, not to kind of get off on a tangent, but if you watch any like cooking shows or anything, like Gordon Ramsay it's never like some extravagant ingredient from somewhere. He's like, hey, take a nice quality piece of meat, take good spices and cook it. Like that's it. You don't need to have like a bunch of different stuff going on. So if we can keep it simple and have things dialed in, then there's no reason we can't just consistently get students in the door. And a lot of people have tried something similar and failed because they're not keeping it simple, or they get distracted. They think they got to do a bunch of TikTok ads and all this kind of stuff and all these things out there. They need to change it up a lot, or they need a high quality. They get caught up with small things that actually destroy the whole process, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
So this is really dialed in. I hope you guys can see that it's really dialed in. So go ahead and type in the comments if you're getting value. And I hope that you're realizing that, hey, if it's simple, then maybe it's something that you can do for your school too.
Yeah, for sure. So that's awesome. Let's talk a little bit about the booking process, getting those people on the calendar, because Facebook ads are one thing to get leads, to get people to basically ask for that free week and give you their name, email, and phone number is one thing, but actually getting them in the school, that's a whole different process, right? And so, there's a lot of gurus out there that say you have to like be some kind of like relentless follow-up maniac and like call them every day and pester them and drive over to their house and drag them into the school basically. And we figured out that people just don't respond to that kind of pestering anymore, especially moms. The consumer market is maturing, especially moms, and they're just fed up with salespeople bombarding them with phone calls. And what we figured out is that the best way to get somebody into the studio is actually never to call them, which might seem backwards to anybody who's done any kind of follow-up in the past, but we actually just text message all of our leads, and we'll only send them like 5 messages in the first week. And basically, we're just trying to get them to start using their pass. And the way that we do it, to make sure that the strategy that we use, I'm just going to give it to you. The strategy we use is so natural that it just defeats it makes it so natural for you to be reaching out to them. The way we do it is because we're advertising a free week of classes. When they opt into that free week, they're like, oh, cool, I get a free week pass. The first message we send to them says, hey, thanks for requesting that free week pass. It starts tomorrow. When do you want to come in? Tomorrow or the next day? And immediately the countdown clock starts ticking for them. And they're like, oh man, I got to get into this or I'm going to miss the whole week, right? I got to get in there fast. And so it's just a natural thing. And then you're the hero for following up with them because you're just trying to help them get the most out of that free week pass. And that's really the angle we come at is in those messages is so genuinely urgent for them, not for us. It's not that like, man, we need you to get in here fast so we can get your money. It's, hey, come get that free week, get the most out of that pass by coming in now because it starts tomorrow, and the assumption is, well, if I wait until Wednesday or Thursday, I'm only going to get a couple of days out of it, right? And
Right.
sometimes people will respond that way and they'll be like, oh, I didn't know it started tomorrow. I'm out of town. I'm on vacation. And then you've got a conversation started. And then you can be the hero again. You can say, oh, no problem. I can reset the start date. When do you want to come in? Next Tuesday? Perfect. I've got 5 or 7 p.m. What's better for you? And now you're setting an appointment with a natural urgency set to it. You've done them a favor by extending the pass. They love you for that. And it just makes everything make sense. It's not unnatural for you to be rushing them in because they have a limited time to use
Right.
that pass. And so it just makes it so natural and so easy. So hopefully that's making sense to you. Hopefully people are kind of, you guys are grasping this, and it's not, like I said, we keep it simple, right? We're trying not to
Yep.
overcomplicate things. It's just
Right.
super easy, super natural, and it's put together. It's not, we didn't
Yeah.
come up with this yesterday. We've been working on this for years
Yeah.
to get this really as dialed in as it is. So hopefully you're seeing how dialed in it is. We talked a little bit about ads. I'm going to show you the ad in a little bit. We talked about booking intro lessons. And one thing I do want to remind you of, this is what we do all day. We help studio owners fill their classes with students. So if you want help with this, just type the word game in the comments and we'll set up a free game plan call. Nothing for sale on the call. It's just a way for us to get to know each other and to see if maybe it's a deeper conversation that you need help with. We can point you in the direction of that. Maybe it's some free resources that you need. We want to point you in the direction of that stuff. Maybe we can point you in the direction of actually somebody else who could help you better. That's all the game plan call is for. So nothing for sale on the call. It's just a really quick way for us to kind of get to know each other, to see if maybe one of our programs would be a good fit, or some of our free resources would be a good fit either way. So
Yeah.
That was ads we talked about. I'll show you the actual ad in a little bit. I'll show you the picture and the layout and everything. Once we get toward the end of this, we talked about booking. And we kind of really covered the choreographing your marketing
Right.
part too in that. So we've kind of been through the main pillars of how that one post is going to fill up the classes for the rest of the year. And the way it works, just in case you're curious, a Facebook ad is really just a post on Facebook. And when that post is, when you're paying for that post to be on Ads Manager, it stays in front of your target audience and it moves around that audience. So that I guarantee you that there's 50 to 100,000 people around your school that are kind of within your target market. Moms, 50 to 100,000 women, I should say. A lot of them are moms. And within that market, we can target them and really get your ad in front of people that can run year round for years and years and years, because kids are always growing up, right? They're like, well, my ad's been running for a year. What about, the people that have seen it already? Well, yeah, they've already seen it, but guess what? Some kids that were too young last year are now old enough to try. So it's just this cycle that just keeps running. So it's a pretty interesting process. What do you think, Travis? What should we cover next?
Well, I think to kind of point everyone in the right direction of having, just this simple ad and Corey, we eat our own dog food, and kind of going back to that game plan kind of thing. We actually just said at church on Sunday, I think I turned to you and said, I'm done doing sales calls, which
Yeah.
because I don't want to sell anybody anything. I want to
Yeah.
help people find what's best for them. I'd rather help them find that. And it's just like that for your studio. So when you have an ad running, this idea of, okay, now I'm going to start marketing my school, sometimes it brings us into this area of, okay, now I got to be this salesy marketer. There's so many bad marketers giving marketing a bad name.
Oh
Marketing
my
is just
gosh.
providing people information to make the best decision for them, right? So if you can provide people in your community a simple piece of information, like you can come into my studio for 1 week for free, and then when they come in, help lead them to a better decision of signing up for a paid trial. That's all you're doing. And that's all we're really doing is, hey, let's jump on a call and figure out what's going on at your studio. I love just hearing about what's going on in people's studios and then point them in the direction. Maybe it's, hey, your rates need to change. Maybe it's your website, or maybe everything's just dialed in. You just need to be more patient. Who knows what it is? But just having that conversation, just like you want to have with your students when they come in, because these are kids that you hope you're going to be with for the next 10 to 15 years. You're going to go on trips with them to national competitions and things like that. You want to have a great relationship, and you want that to start from the get-go. No one wants to start a relationship with, hey, I convinced you to do something. And that's what I love about this simple system. And you'll see it in the ad that John's going to share here in a second. Is it's just a simple, like, hey, here's an opportunity. Do you want to be a part of that opportunity? Is this opportunity good for you? Great. Let's do it together, kind of thing. So far we've covered, as we said, running that simple ad for a free week of dance. How do we have that simple conversation, that simple sense of urgency to, hey, get in, let's experience this together. And then finally, now that you're here, what's an even better opportunity for you to be a part of? So making sure that you can choreograph that marketing so it actually becomes a paying enrollment, a paying student on that first day. So they're financially invested in your program, and the school is doing well financially. Those are two important things that take place in that relationship. So it's a complete system to do that. So that's what we've covered so far. If you're enjoying this, go ahead and type yes in the comments if this is something you say, okay, I can see how this system kind of works. Or if you're kind of confused, tell me that you're confused so we can maybe explain it in a different way. Or maybe you want some help doing that. Maybe you're like, hey, I see how this works, but where does all that kind of start? What's the foundation that I need to have in place? You can just, like John said earlier, type the word game, and we'll find some time on our calendar to talk with you individually and figure out what's best for your studio. But where do you want to go from here, John? What do you think is the next best step for these studio owners today?
I think we should show the ad. Let's just show it.
Let's get to it.
Let's just show them what it looks like. I'm gonna see if I can get my screen to show up on this live stream. What do you think about that? Wonder if
I think you can do that, John. You have the technical capabilities to make this
I
happen.
think I have the tools and I have the talent. Let's try that one.
Wow, what a moment!
Is it all right? Now I think I can, if I put it up right. Look at that. Hey, we can still see us too.
There we go.
All right. So this is what the ad looks like. Are you able to see that? You're seeing that, right?
I can see it. Yeah, it looks great.
Okay. Okay. So feel free to, try and run this yourself. There's obviously some other settings that you get into, but this is what the ad looks like. I mean, it's as Travis said, it's simple, it's easy, it's not complicated. It's a free week of dance classes is really what we're giving away. We're giving a little bit of benefit. Really, it's just about having this free week out there, and then they can click this learn more button, and once they do that, we grab their name, email, phone number, and we immediately send them their free week pass and say, hey, it starts tomorrow. So it's really, I mean, it's not, like I said, this is part of it, this is important, but it's not the whole thing. This is like 1/5 of the process, and when you get this part dialed in, this is great. And then when you get the appointment setting dialed in, that's you're 60% of the way there, I guess, or 40% of the way there. And then when you get the that paid trial upgrade process dialed in, then you're a little bit closer. And this is what we do. We help you through all those stages of the process. And we do it in our program called the Student Magnet Program. So if that's something you want to hear about, you can go ahead and just type the word game, and we'll jump on a call and we'll do a quick game plan call. And basically what that is just a quick conversation. It's 5 to 15 minutes at the most. You cannot buy anything on that. It's really kind of like our free trial for you to let you kind of see what it's like to work with us directly. And so if you want to grow your studio and you want a proven way to do it, just type the word game in the comments right now, GAME. And what'll happen is, you know, we've got programs that are working like crazy right now for school owners. And you've probably seen some of them in the group maybe, or you've seen some of the stories we shared with you. But really our vision is to create a community here of successful dance studio owners who are really great at what they do and want to be known in the community. And so if that's you, just type the word game in the comments right now. We'll jump on a call, and we'll just kind of talk through like what challenges you facing, what problems you're running into. And then from there, if our Student Magnet Program is a good fit, we'll tell you how you can access that. If there's other, maybe some free resources that would be better for you, we can point you in that direction as well. We're certainly not in the business of like overcoming objections or trying to convince you of anything. We've hung that up a long time ago, and we're just focused on success stories. So if we think that the program would be a good fit for you, we can tell you about how to access it. Otherwise, we could point you to some other resources that are either free or maybe even from somebody else. Like we're just looking for success stories, and that's all we want. So go ahead and type the word game in the comments right now if you'd like to get on the phone with one of us and just kind of talk through what it would look like to grow your dance studio using the Student Magnet Program. And I know for a lot of school owners that we've talked to, I mean, they've said it's the best decision they ever made. Get on that first phone call is like the best decision they made for their studio. And so, it's humbling for us to hear, especially studio owners that have been in business for like 15, 20 years, very consistently will tell us, it was the best thing that I ever did was getting involved with you guys. So go ahead and type the word game right now if you want to get on that call, and we'll reach out either today or tomorrow. We'll reach out through Facebook Messenger. So make sure you're checking and making sure we're friends on Facebook. And we're really just interested in finding out what's going on in your school. And obviously we're not looking for like the Dolly Dinkle, minded, get rich quick, do nothing, work a day a week and get paid too much for stuff. Like, that's not what we're into. If you're a good quality school owner and you've got a great dance curriculum and you want to fill your classes the right way with a bunch of dancers, then just go ahead and type the word game right now in the comments, and we will go ahead and set up that call. So just one final invitation, Travis. Do you think we got anything else that we can share or should share before we wrap it up?
I think we should save that for the next live stream that we're on every Monday at 2 p.m., John. So a little to be continued, more value ahead.
I love it. All right. Well, final invitation. If you are looking for a strategy to grow your dance school, or maybe just a way to run ads, or having trouble turning leads into appointments or turning appointments into paying students, type the word game right now. We'll reach out. We'll get you a ton of insight and value. See if you're a good fit for our program. You can see if we'd be a good fit for your studio. And so the final time I'll say it, just type the word game in the comments right now, and we will go ahead and reach out through Facebook Messenger. So Thanks so much for joining us today. It's always a great time to be here, providing value for the dance community. And we'll see you here next Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern, right here in the group.